Yo, what's going on today, YouTube? Today we are going to be reacting to the top 10 craziest roller coasters in the world. If you do enjoy, please leave a like, subscribe if you want to, leave a comment. We're going to keep these things rolling. Sorry we're not getting into too much of the gameplay aspect of the channel yet. I'm just having a really hard time deciding on what gameplay stuff I want to do and stuff. So right now we're just going to chill with the reactions, get a little bit of cool moments and stuff, whatnot, yeah, the words and all that. Yeah, thank you for watching and enjoy the video. Yo, and here we are. Let's get right into it. Top 10 roller coasters in the world. Let's get it, baby. Woo! I love roller coasters. I think they're interesting.
Bravery and metal like a roller coaster.
So let's get into it. Let's get into it.
Safe. You have maybe a 1 in 24 million chance of getting hurt on a coaster, and 1 in 750 million chance of dying on one. But you don't think about
that's
stats
a pretty good odds, you know.
Up and down the tracks, careening upside down.
I think about the stats.
Loop-de-loops that make you pray your seatbelt works.
Especially at that one ride at Busch Gardens.
Obviously, not all roller coasters are the same. Some are tamer and more predictable, designed for beginners, or those who aren't so much adrenaline junkies as adrenaline hobbyists. Others, meanwhile, are completely over the top and unpredictable, meant to instill thrill and fear into even the most hardcore of coaster addicts. Check out the 10 craziest roller coasters in the world.
Okay, it took you long enough
to ride them all, if you think you're ready.
I was like, when are they going to get into it? Okay, here we go.
Simply seeing the tangled web that is the Takabisha roller coaster is enough to give anyone chills. Since its opening in 2011, Takabisha has terrified passengers with its complete and utter unpredictability. Even if you technically know what's going to happen, you're not prepared for it. The ride starts with a rapid-fire drop into total darkness, simply to set the mood. Seconds later, you're launched at over 60 miles per hour into the light in a series of pants-wetting coaster loops, a banana roll, corkscrews, and several 180-degree turns.
This looks really enjoyable, actually.
Only to quickly zoom 180 degrees toward a 141-foot tall chain lift hill. Once at the top, you experience Takabisha's trademark, an absolutely terrifying 121-degree drop, a world record for roller coaster steepness that nobody has yet broken. From there, you're treated to 3 more loops before.
I don't know if I would be able to do it.
Amazingly,
because the way it's like,
yet caused a
I don't know if I'd be able to do it.
Here's hoping it stays that way. Even still, the sheer rush of darkness.
But it looks like a really dope ride up until the chain lift.
Drop of them all will likely
no, up until that part, I think I would be okay.
Afterward, simply to calm your nerves.
Well, it seems like a fun one.
For the most part, the Gravity Max roller coaster is pretty straightforward. After a drop, there's some darkness, 1 loop, and some rolling track before you're sent back to the station. But what happens before the drop is one of the scariest, craziest features of any coaster on the planet. The track seemingly breaks, and if you don't know what's coming, you just might faint. After rising 114 feet, your car suddenly stops, and you realize there's no more track. You're seemingly stuck up there, at least until the track begins to slowly angle downward. It feels like the coaster is malfunctioned, and you're about to pay for it with your life. But then the track connects to the rest of the coaster and sends you careening down at a 90-degree angle.
That's pretty dope, though. That's good. That's a cool design.
Drop sends you straight down, which is so terrifying no other coaster in the world has yet dared to put its riders through it. Gravity Max broke the mold, daring its riders to embrace a sense of danger like they've never had before.
God, that has to be some powerful, like, fucking...
Fury 325 roller coaster.
Like, look at these fuckers. Like, look at this. Like, when you're, like, just angled down and the carts just not moving at all, and it's just, like, you're, like this before you actually hit the drop. Like, that thing has to be holding on for dear life. Like, that's pretty scary. I like that. I don't know if I'd be able to do it, though. I think I could do it. I think I could do it.
The Fury 325 roller coaster is one of the world's most aptly named coasters, as well as one of the freakiest. And it doesn't just thrill your body, but your mind, too. The coaster's overall aesthetic is inspired by the hornet, one of the most rage-filled insects on Earth. The 325 comes from the coaster sending its riders to a peak height of 325 feet, making it one of the tallest coasters in the world. But the designers don't just toy with your head with the foreboding
That's fucking high.
No, they play with your psychology from the second you enter the park. Part of Fury 325 zooms past and around Carowind's front gate, putting the coaster in your head the second you walk in and building your anticipation long before you even get in line. Once on the coaster, Fury 325 does not disappoint. In addition to its foreboding height, it drops you at an 81-degree angle, reaching speeds of roughly 95 miles per hour. While there are no loops, there are plenty of rolls and corkscrews along the way, and the speed doesn't let up.
I mean, I've been on a roller coaster that was pretty high. I don't know how high it was, but it was a pretty high one. It was like, I think it's one of the, I think it was, it's one at Busch Gardens in Florida. It's like one of the highest roller coasters in the world or some shit like that.
Straight toward you. And don't
It was a
forget,
pretty
at some
high one.
point,
I think
Fury
I could do this one.
325 will send you past the front gate in full view of everybody entering the park. That way, you're playing your part in building anticipation for the next set of Fury riders, who will do the same as they're sent hurtling past yet more eager park goers. It's the
That's a
circle
cool
of
design.
life, or more accurately, the circle of screaming for your life. The Montu ride at Tampa Bay's Busch Gardens is a prime example of what makes a roller coaster truly terrifying. The sense that you, the rider, are not in control. You're strapped tight in a car barreling at over 60 miles per hour, twisting and turning and dropping the entire time.
I don't know if this is not the ride I
Sense of
rode.
control away from you better than Montu. From the
But
start, the ride seems extra
I don't know if I
scary
ever
because the track lies
even
above
rode
your
this.
car rather than below it.
I don't
This
think I
lets
did
your
ride
feet
this.
dangle as you zip through the ride, greatly adding
I know
to
I've
the
been to
seeming
Busch Gardens.
danger before the ride
Pretty sure
even
it's Busch Gardens.
begins. From there, after your initial
Now I'm
drop,
having
you're
second
turned
thoughts
into a
on
loop
this.
into a darkened tunnel, a corkscrew, an inverted corkscrew, and multiple turns taken at purposefully sharp and freaky angles. Montu's entire goal is to make it so you can't see what's next, because what's next is meant entirely to scare you out of your skin. On
That's
5
dope.
different occasions, Montu sharply turns and you immediately find yourself in the trenches. The coaster drops down to the point where your feet are dangling just above the ground. Any closer and you may risk losing your feet forever. This obviously will not happen, and you'll quickly find yourself back up in the air, safely screaming to the heavens.
But did
But
I
if for
write
even a
that?
split
I might have
second you
wrote
thought
this.
you were about to crash to your doom, then Montu did its job.
I might have actually wrote
Abu
that.
Dhabi
It
doesn't
sounds
do many
familiar.
things small, and their roller coasters are no
Or it might have been
exception.
something
Case in point,
I
the Formula Rasa
watched,
ride at
but I didn't
Ferrari
want to
World,
ride because
which
it
isn't just the
looked
world's
fucking
fastest
scary.
roller coaster. It's the fastest by a landslide. With the overall theme of a Ferrari racetrack, complete with the coaster train done up like a Ferrari race car, it makes sense that Formula Rasa would be the fastest of all of its peers. It reaches top speeds of nearly 150 miles per hour, while its
That's pretty
closest
fast.
competitor, Kingda Ka in New Jersey, can only manage a comparatively sluggish 128 miles per hour. What's
Ah,
more,
yes,
thanks to its
comparatively
super powerful
sluggish.
hydraulic launch system, Rasa can hit its top speed in under 5 seconds. It's so fast and the speed happens so quickly, riders actually have to wear goggles for protection. The ride itself isn't a slouch either. There's no slow rise up a track. Much like a Formula One race, you're immediately zooming straight ahead to top speed. The speed doesn't let up as you're sent careening along the track, the rails constantly twisting and turning as you fight
Oh,
to keep
that's
your speed from being
dope.
blown off your face.
That's a dope ride.
The lack of loops and corkscrews hardly matter. Formula Rasa's sheer speed provides enough thrill to keep its racers thrilled and happy during each
That's a
crazy
dope ride. I'd ride that one. 100% I'd ride that one.
Formula Rasa might have claimed the fastest coaster title from Kingda Ka, but that doesn't make this Six Flags mega attraction any less crazy or menacing. If the most thrilling part of a roller coaster is the height you scale before dropping down at Mach speed, then Kingda Ka might just be calling your name. Since 2005, Kingda Ka has held the crown of world's tallest roller coaster. It reaches
Ooh.
a seemingly impossible height of 456 feet before dropping
Wow.
you 418
That's pretty
feet at a
fucking- that
nearly
is
90
really
degree
high.
angle.
Holy
Remember, this
shit.
ride can reach speeds of up to 128 miles per hour and can do so in roughly 3.5 seconds. It may not be the fastest coaster ever, but its speed plus the insane height should be quite enough to make you glad you hit the bathroom before taking this ride. Perhaps because of the extremes this coaster puts its riders through, it's not a long ride at all. From launch to stop, you're on the coaster for only 28 seconds. But in those 28 seconds, you're subjected
Wow.
to that rapid-fire launch, the record-setting
That-
rise,
that's pretty- that's a good ride. I think I could do that
spiral,
one.
and then another 129-foot rise that actually makes you weightless for a second. Immediately thereafter,
that
the brakes
that
hit and
looks
the
like a
ride is
fun
over.
ride.
Brief run or not, you'd be hard-pressed to find anyone walking away from Kingda Ka disappointed. Some roller coasters are tall, others are fast. The Smiler, a United Kingdom coaster, earned its insane reputation another way. It features more rolls and loops than any other coaster in the world. Built in 2013, the Smiler immediately garnered attention for its 14
Is this
inversions,
Roller Coaster
a record that
Tycoon
no
or Planet
coaster has
Coaster?
topped since. The
Was
first
that the
inversion
blueprint for-
happens before
was
you
that-
begin your ascent.
was that what that
The
was?
second your car moves, you're already upside down. After a series of inversions, the train stops, and you're sent up yet another set of brake tracks for a second ascent. After a 90-degree drop, you'll begin the second half of the ride.
Oh, this
which
just seems
features
like I
even
would just
crazier
throw
loops
up.
than the last. Near the very end, you're barrel rolling 360 degrees several times over, leaving no time to do anything but scream before the ride finally comes to a complete
Oh, no.
stop.
I would
The Smiler
definitely be,
also
like,
features
throwing
several
up.
gimmicks it calls mind manipulations. It makes it appear that the ride is spraying you with laughing gas and other assorted chemicals designed to put a smile on your face, hence the ride's name. That may not be necessary, as your stomach's incessant tickling from going upside down and all around so many times in just a couple of minutes will make you smile no matter what gases Alton Towers pretends to throw your way.
What the fuck? That's crazy.
Full throttle reaches a height of 160 feet. While that may not sound impressive when compared to other coasters that send you over 450 feet in the air, you may change your tune when you learn that you're upside down at that height. Yes, Full Throttle features a 160-foot high vertical loop, which is crazy to imagine, much less experience. You experience that insane loop almost immediately, as Full Throttle launches you from 0 to 70 miles per hour within a second or so. From there, you find yourself zooming upward until you're upside down, 160 feet up. After a few more inversions, the ride suddenly stops. But you're not done yet, as you now get to experience everything again, only in reverse. So not only will you be upside down 160 feet high, you'll be that way twice. After that, the ride ends for real, less than a minute after it began. Not surprisingly, Full Throttle set the record for tallest vertical loop upon its launch in 2013. In 2016, though, a Chinese coaster called Flash debuted, also featuring a 160-foot loop. But if you're a North American adrenaline junkie, you still can't go wrong with visiting the co-champion in California. The one drawback of a roller coaster, no matter how thrilling it may be, is that the ride's simply over too fast. Some don't even last 30 seconds, which can be a bummer after spending 45 minutes in line. If that's the case, then head on over to Japan, where the Steel Dragon 2000 coaster is ready to spend lots of quality time with your screaming self. The Dragon is the world's longest coaster by far. It features a whopping 8,133 feet of track.
Ooh.
By comparison, King Ka is only 3,118 feet long, and Gravity Max measures a mere 1,863 feet. With that much terrain to cover, Steel Dragon is a lengthy ride indeed. From launch to stop,
that sounds
you're in
dope,
train
actually.
for close to 4 minutes. Steel Dragon 2000
wow.
reaches a height of 318 feet before dropping you
You know how crazy that
307
is?
feet
Like,
below. It can reach speeds of up to 90.
Like 4 minutes. Like when you're on a roller coasters, because obviously like roller coasters, like when you're on them, they already feel pretty lengthy. Even if it is like 30 seconds a minute, like it feels like it's a long minute, you know, whatnot. So 4 minutes. Imagine how long that's gonna. It's gonna feel like 20 minutes. It's gonna feel like you're on there forever.
5 miles per hour and immerses you in pitch blackness several times over. There's no inversions
So,
or
yeah.
crazy loops, but the sheer amount of coaster you get more than makes up for that. So if you're ever in Japan and have 5 minutes to kill, there's a dragon who's anxious to meet you.
Gatekeeper Cedar Point in
Earlier I
Ohio.
mentioned how Full
Ooh,
Throttle
I
has the
hear
tallest
Cedar
vertical
Point
loop in North America
is
and
amazing.
perhaps the world, while Gatekeeper in Ohio has its own height record to brag about.
I hear
At
this roller
170
coaster is
feet
actually
high,
really,
this
or
coaster
this
boasts
park
the
is like
tallest
really dope.
inversion of any kind in the world. Gatekeeper features 6 inversions, the craziest being the wing overdrop. After climbing 170 feet at the start of the ride, the track rotates a full 180 degrees, sending you careening 164 feet upside down. The ride doesn't let up after that, inverting several times over. This includes multiple occasions where it looks like you're about to hit a wall, only for your train to suddenly invert and send you through a narrow space called a keyhole, saving you from certain doom. The train's design is just plain neat, too. No rider actually sits above or below the track. Rather, you're stationed on the train's wings, adding to the danger of rolling that high up, as well as passing through those narrow keyholes. But like all the other coasters I've mentioned, you're never in any real danger on the Gatekeeper. Most likely, however, you'll be too busy screaming to remember that.
Yeah. I can say for a fact that if I'm on the side of the roller coaster and it's like sitting there doing all that, nah. I think that I'd pass on that one, man. Nah, not for me. Not for me. But yeah, that was the 10 craziest roller coasters in the world. Pretty mint video. I like it. I don't know how much I would ride these rides. I mean, I do love roller coasters, but I don't know if I'd do crazy roller coasters like that. They do seem fun. Like the F1 one, that one seemed pretty fun. That seemed like a fun one. The Ferrari. That one I would do. I'd probably do. But something like that last one where you're on the sides, I don't know, man. Like, and you're just spinning. They say you're like in no real danger, but it really doesn't feel that way when you're on the ride. But I guess that's the whole point. Yeah. But yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please leave a like. Think about subscribing. Hope you all have an amazing day. And yeah. More YouTube is going to be in the future. Bye.